Hey, I'm Western Jaguar, and this is Melody of Music Quick Fire Questions. I got a few questions in this bowl. I'm going to answer them. Let's get into it. First question today. Let's see what we get. We got melody or lyrics first. For me, I've always been a melody person. I've always had the melodies of songs come before the lyrics. In fact, like I would say my first 3 records, I didn't even really think about lyrics. Lyrics were such a secondary thought in my mind. But definitely going forward in recent releases, I've been trying to put more of an emphasis on my lyrics and making them more of a focal point of the songs. I still think I do melodies first 99% of the time, but lyrics are definitely something I'm working on. Oh, favorite artist. Favorite artist is such a fickle one for me. It really depends on the mood I'm in. In terms of long-term favorites, Foles have always been a favorite of mine. Bon Iver, always been a favorite of mine. Radiohead, things like that. More recently, I've been enjoying Ken Yates, who's a Canadian artist. Really enjoying his stuff. The new Olivia Rodrigo and new Holly Humberstone, been enjoying that. American Football has a new album out this year. And as far as Phased on a Pony from Australia, I've been enjoying his album Swan. It's one of my favorite albums of the year so far. I kind of dip my toes in a lot of different ponds, which kind of ends up coming through in the music as well. Third one. Who inspired you to make music? Well, my inspiration for making music kind of goes back a long way. When I was young, I played piano. I kind of started with that more classical side, but I wanted to kind of do more of my own thing. So I played in bands, and I never wanted to write. I just wanted to play guitar. The inspiration to kind of make my own music came from just a period in my life where I felt really lost and I didn't really know my purpose. I was struggling with trying to find myself and who I was. And music became that outlet for me to kind of explore different sides of myself and kind of discover who I actually was and what I wanted to be. So music has always been like that escape, as something I could do that is just almost unexpected for who I am in my normal day-to-day life. All right, next question. Favorite venue you've performed at? Now, I've had the chance of playing a lot of different venues. In fact, one of my shows this summer was my 100th show just as Western Jaguar, not counting all the other projects I've been a part of. So I've played a lot of places. My favorite venue, though, in terms of the general area I live in, is the Biltmore Cabaret. Played there probably about 7 or 8 years ago. Only one time. It's a pain in the butt to carry your stuff down because it's kind of in a basement and you got to carry big amps down these flight of stairs. But the room is so cool. I've seen cool bands there like Winter Sleep and Japan Droids. Like I saw those bands play there, and then I played on that same stage, which was really cool. Next up, we got, who would you most like to collaborate with? I think like dream collab, definitely. I would love to do something with like Justin Vernon. I've always just loved the direction that he takes songs. It's so interesting and inspired and kind of different. He's always been willing to do his own thing, and I've respected that. Another person I would love to work with is Sloan, who is Dayglow. Again, he does a lot of production himself. I would love to work with Sloan on something if he's open to it. I don't know if you're watching this, but hit me up. What is your favorite song you've ever written? Now, I'm going to do a cop-out answer here and say like every artist, oh, it's my new single, Laps Around Your House. You should check it out right now. But in all honesty, my favorite song I've ever written, it depends on the situation. So in terms of like party, like upbeat, like fun, like I really like Online, which is one of my newer ones. Just like a really 1975 vibe that I really enjoy. I would say like one of my down-tempo ones I really enjoy is a song called Melancholia, which was on my album Vacation Land, which was released in 2024. A song that I don't think a lot of people listen to, but a song that I think is worth checking out in my catalog. And between those two, you'll really get to see the range of sounds that this project entails. All right, I think we got time for one more here. Last one. Why did you get into music? Why did I get into music? Definitely not for the money, right? No, the reality is, I think I got into music, like I said before, it's just something that felt I needed to do in a way. And I know that sounds corny to say, like, oh, I need music, but really, it's kind of been something I can lean on in difficult times in my life. It's been something I can find joy in, like to elevate those good times in my life. It's, I write songs to commemorate things that happen to me and things that occur within life. So I think music is just this really important anchor that kind of centers my boat in these wavy waters of life. It's something I always come back to, just as like a safe port, um, that is just like a comfort thing in a way. And to see things you make and create like in a space like this get received by hundreds, thousands of people around the world, thanks to the internet and how we can connect nowadays, it will never not be cool. And anyone who listens to my music, even once, it's so cool to know that I was a part of their life in some small, tiny way. Hey, it's Western Jaguar again. I was informed that I had some extra time, so I'm going to answer a couple more questions. The next question is, what's one song you would like to cover that's been featured on Melody of Music? I would have to go with Can You Tell Me About Love by McDermott and North. McDermott and North are newer to me in terms of my music listening, but really love their sound. Would be really cool to cover one of their songs. Last up, we got what 3 words would you use to describe your music? This is going to sound weird, but I think it's fun, sad, indie. Back to past Western Jaguar. So again, I'm Western Jaguar, and this was Quickfire Questions for Melody of Music. If you want to check out any Western Jaguar music, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all those other places. Would love for you to follow me on socials. And please feel free to reach out, send me a message, comment. I always try to reply. Thank you to Melody of Music for having me. Western Jaguar, out.